Okay students, so in this video I'll try to explain how to derive the length of a belt in a cross belt drive. Previously the derivation was for open belt drive and this derivation is for cross belt drive. So if you notice the diagram carefully, so this diagram is exactly similar to that of the angle of contact for the cross belt drive. When we derived the angle of contact for the cross belt drive, we drew the same diagram and notations were the same. The centers of the pulley as usual I have denoted by O1 and O2. Okay, these angles are alpha, the center distance is C, and the diameter and the radius of the bigger pulley is denoted by capital D and capital R, and the same for the smaller pulley is small d and small r. Okay, now in the construction we have drawn this O2K parallel to DC. Okay, now we have extended O1C up to K and these two lines meets at K. I hope you have understood this concept. Okay, and the rest everything is same like the previous ones. Okay, now let us find the length of the belt. See, the length of the belt in case of cross belt drive will be L crossed equals to arc ABC. That means this arc A, B and C. Okay, for the bigger pulley the belt is in wrap from A to C. Okay, so this arc length we need A, B, C. Okay, then the length CD, that means this length CD, then the arc DEF. Now in the smaller pulley the belt is in wrap from the point D up to F, so we need the length of this arc DEF and plus FA, this distance. I hope this is clear. Now since the diagram is symmetric by the horizontal axis, so we can find the total length of the cross belt by multiplying half of the length by 2. Naturally, like the open belt drive, we will do the same. We will find the half of the length of the belt and again we will multiply it by 2 to get the total length. So what will be the half of the length? The value of this arc BC, okay, plus C, the length of this distance CD, plus again the length of or the value of this arc DE. Okay, so in the next step I have written this L crossed will be 2 into the arc BC plus CD plus arc DE, because that was the half length, so we have to multiply the entire length by 2, then only we will get the total length. Okay, now see, in the next step what I have done, I have put the value of these arcs. We all know that the value of the arc is given by the product of the radius and the angle which it makes at the center. Now through the help of this formula we have found out the value of this arc BC. What is the angle which it makes at the center? BC, it makes the angle 90 plus alpha. Why 90? Because this angle is 90 and this angle is alpha. So the angle for arc BC is 90 plus alpha. That means pi by 2 plus alpha into r. So that will be the value of the arc. Okay, plus CD will remain as it is. Next we need to find out the value of the arc DE. So this is D and this is E. Here also the angle which it makes with the center is 90 plus alpha. So the value of the arc DE will be pi by 2 plus alpha. See, pi by 2 plus alpha into small r. Okay, I hope this is clear up to this. Here I have written S equals to r theta because through the use of this formula we have found out the value of these two arcs. Next, now we have constructed O2K parallel to CD which cuts extended O1C at K. I just explained that we have constructed here just the same construction we did in the time of angle of contact. We have constructed O2K parallel to CD. Okay, so this distance CK will be equal to O2D and that will be the value of small r, that is the radius of the smaller pulley, and this distance O1C will be equals to r. Alright, so now from here we are getting a right angle triangle. What is that? O1K O2. This right angle triangle we are getting. Now we will use this right angle triangle to find out the formula for cos alpha. Now in the right angle triangle, this angle is 90 degree. This angle KO1 O2 will be 90 minus alpha, and so naturally this angle O1 O2 and K, this angle will be alpha, obviously, like the previous one. Okay, now what will be the value of cos alpha? Cos alpha equals to base by hypotenuse. So in this case the base is O2K. Okay, that means we can write it O2K equals to CD, because these two lines are parallel to each other. Okay, so cos alpha will be equals to CD by hypotenuse is O1 O2, that is center. So cos alpha will be equals to CD by center. See, in the next page I have written this, cos alpha equals to CD by C, where C is the center. Now we can write CD equals to C cos alpha. I hope this is clear. Next, now we will put the value of CD in the equation of L crossed. L crossed was equals to 2 into R plus pi by 2 plus alpha plus CD plus R into pi by 2 plus alpha. Now in the place of CD we have substituted C cos alpha. Okay, now we will just multiply the whole thing with 2, okay, and simplify it. After simplifying, we will get this as the equation, and this will be the exact length. This will be the equation for the exact length of the cross belt drive. Okay, now suppose in the question the value of alpha is not given. In that case we need to substitute the value of alpha in the terms of radius and the center distance. So for that, what we will do, we will again move on to the figure once again. So here, if we find sine alpha, it will be equals to R plus R by C. These I have also proved during the time of deriving the angle of contact. So now, see, I have written here sine alpha equals to R plus R by C. Okay. Now we all know that when the value of alpha tends to 0, the sine alpha becomes alpha, or it gets nearly equals to alpha. So now in the place of sine alpha we can easily write alpha. Alright, so now alpha gets equals to capital R plus R by C. We need to remember these things. Now from the trigonometry, that is sin square theta plus cos square theta equals to 1, we can write that cos alpha equals to 1 minus root over 1 minus sin square alpha. Now 1 minus sin square alpha to the power half, we have expanded this with the use of the formula from binomial theorem that we learned in the time of infinite series. From basic mathematics I explained the formula in the previous derivation. Okay, so ultimately the value of cos alpha becomes 1 minus half sin square alpha. Okay, how did we get this 1 minus half sin square alpha? By expanding this term 1 minus sin square alpha to the power half with the formula of 1 minus x to the power n. Okay, so now this alpha is equals to R plus R by C. So in the equation of L crossed, that means this equation we will put the value of alpha and cos alpha. So let's see what we are getting. So L crossed becomes this, I have put the value of alpha here and cos alpha here. Okay, now we will just simplify again. Here in the place of sin square alpha we will put the value of alpha, means we will put the value of alpha, that is capital R plus R by small c. Okay, so ultimately we will simplify the entire thing. So after simplifying we will reach up to this. So this will be the equation which will give us the length of the belt for a cross belt drive, and it will give us the approx length. Why approx? Because in the infinite series formula we have considered the first two terms. Okay, so this was the derivation. So this formula we need to remember, and we need to remember this formula. From these two formulas we will be solving the numericals. Okay, now one thing to notice here, in the case of cross belt drive, the length of the belt depends on the sum of the pulley radius, that is R plus R and C. Now if we notice the formula for the cross belt drive, there is no R minus R term. Okay, only the summation of the radius and C. So the length of the cross belt drive always depends on capital R plus small r, this term, and C. Okay, now if we notice the formula for the open belt drive, we will see there was an additional term inside the formula, that is capital R minus small r. So The length of the belt in an open bell drive depends on three terms, that is capital R plus small r, capital R minus small r, and C. Okay, I hope the derivation is clear now. So thank you students, and keep studying well.